It's Saturday the 20th of April 2024. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. We're back at North Kilworth Wharf for another weekend. Got here late last night. It's been pretty cold. It's freezing this morning. I haven't really done much. I just kind of sat and relaxed, and today I've just messed around mocking up a electrics cabinet. I didn't film any of it. I didn't really know what I was doing. I don't even know if I'm keeping it. I just threw it together, winged it. But I thought I'd better film something, otherwise it'll just appear in later videos. So I'm just going to run you in and show you what I've done. Just put a wall in and attach the engine controls and the 12-volt panel, the light switch for the lights, which I'll probably replace with the battery monitor when I get that, and move the switch underneath the water level. But yeah, again, I'm not 100% if I'm going to keep it. It's a bit of a mess at the back. I've just jammed the batteries in the bottom, but the rest of it, you know, it's the lights are in, the nav lights are in, but the rest of it is just for show at the minute. And I will eventually sort through this wad of cables and start tying them in. But again, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to keep it. I just wanted to see what it looked like. But it's not bad. It's all pretty flush, pretty crisp. Let's have a look at it from the stern deck. So that's what it looks like from up on the stern deck. So here, now ideally being right-handed, you'd have it on that side with the tiller to the right hand here, so you could see everything, but the stairs are going down that side, I think, I'm not sure yet. So I've been toying for the past couple of years whether to put this control panel outside or inside the boat. I figured inside would probably be safest, keep it protected from the weather and such, but it just means you have to come off the tiller to see it, which is one of the reasons I'm not 100% sure about keeping it here. I just wanted to see what it'd look like on the wall. Got quite a nice 12-volt control panel by Axon Control. This company seems to have disappeared, so you can't get these anymore. So I got that just in time. It's about 8 o'clock. Sun's just going down. It's lovely and quiet here at the wharf. There's been quite a bit of changes. I seem to have missed a crane day. The boat here is gone. It's moved over the side. Dave from over the far side has gone. The other Dave has gone. The Noah's Bark boat has gone. Andy's gone. But yeah, it's lovely now. It's starting to feel like summer. Absolutely gorgeous here at the wharf. So yeah, it feels like loads of space now that this boat's gone. I've done very little today. I've just built this one little wall and stuck the panels in and wired them up around the back. It's a bit of a mess at the minute. It's not permanent. I will rejig the wiring as I get different bits. But yeah, I just wanted to see what it looked like. I had that in my head and I quite like it. It's nice to see the control panel out. Top of the line. It's got oil pressure, voltage. When we finally get the engine connected up, we'll show you that it's only got 3 hours on the engine. But yeah, fun bit of kit. Like I say, I'm going to move that switch for a battery monitor, put the switch below it, below the water meter. But yeah, you know, I just wanted to see what it looked like. As always, the boat is a mess. So I've got Nigel over for chess in half an hour. So I'm going to have to get all this tidied up and put away. So I'm going to get on with that, and I'll probably catch up with you in the morning. Now this is more like it. Lovely morning here, nice and sunny, about 9 o'clock. Sunday morning. Nice and quiet. Gorgeous. Sunday morning, 9 o'clock. Absolutely lovely. So my friend Richie has come to stay for a couple of days on the boat. He's brought a whole bunch of gear. Reminds me of the first time I came and stayed on the boat when I brought everything with me. But yeah, he's going to do some work in the engine bay. So I'm just going to have a go at emptying some of the water out of that. And yeah, happy Sunday. The engine bay is in a bit of a state. All the bit I did last year is submerged. There's about 1 inch of water in it. All the other bits are pretty nasty and rusty. So I've just jerry rigged up a switch for the bilge pump, so I can operate it from up here, but I'll have to jig it around to catch all the water. But yeah, I'm going to try and drain as much as I can for Rich, and he's going to clean it up, I think, maybe. Wicked. And then I ran the pipe for the bilge just out here, so you turn it on, and there's your bilge pump pumping out. Well, that's most of the engine bay cleaned out. We've been using a sponge mop just to mop it into a bucket, and then we'll use the bilge pump just to pump it out, and we'll fill the buckets up and dispose of it responsibly. And yeah, we're nearly there for cleaning out all the water from the engine bay. Yeah, really good. Pulling quite a bit quite quickly. Wicked. So I'm just getting ready to go home. I'm going to leave Richie here for the week, and he's going to do some work on the engine bay. We've completely emptied it out of water and all the wood, and now we're just letting it air dry a little bit off, and then yeah, I'll be back in a fortnight to see what Richie's done. So yeah, there's a little, just to have a look at the state of it. And then thinking about this electrics cabinet, so the gap to the electrics cupboard's about 77 inches, so I can come forward another inch. So I think I'm going to scrap this whole thing next time, get some more wood, rip it all out and rebuild it just an inch deeper, just while I've got the opportunity to. So I'll do a full build of that next time when I come back, and we'll jam this all together to one video. So yeah, just a quick look in the engine bay for now. That's the bit I did last year. It's a bit rusty, it's a bit dirty, needs a good clean. Well, that's me all packed up, ready to go. This time though, I don't have to close all the boat down because I'm leaving Richie here. So yeah, he's going to spend 5 or 6 days here, just doing a bit of work in the engine bay, relaxing, taking a small holiday. So yeah, I'll be back in a fortnight for May Bank holiday. We'll continue this then, and then we'll see how far Richie got on. So yeah, so I'll be back in a fortnight, and I'll catch up with you then. So it's Saturday the 4th of May 2024. May the 4th be with you. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. I got here yesterday, but it rained all day, so I pretty much sat inside the boat thinking about things, watching Netflix. Yeah, a couple of things I want to try this weekend. Got my heart set on redoing the electrics cupboard that I did last week, and then I also want to mock up some sideways steps. I also brought some aluminium rods to make the air gap for the hearth. So a couple of little projects to do this weekend, if I fancy it. So yes, let's get in the boat, have a look at what I'm thinking about, and I'll talk you through what I'm thinking. Still feels a little bit early to start with the tools. I never like to be the first one to start with the power tools. So as soon as somebody starts grinding or welding, we'll get on with some woodwork. So I threw this wall up last week. Didn't really film any of it. I was just kind of winging it, didn't know what I was doing. And I like the look of it, but I have noticed I'm catching some of the switches when I'm bringing things in and out of the boat, getting in and out of the boat. Like, you know, you scuff it with your foot and things, so it's like, that's not good. So I want to bring this out an inch anyway, so I'm going to be scrapping this and rebuilding it. So I've got an idea about recessing where these panels are. So I'm thinking of boarding out like this, but then routing it all out and having the panels attached from the inside on a board, so they're all recessed in. I don't know how it's going to look, but that's what I'm thinking. So I'll have to find Nigel and grab his router. Absolutely hammered me at chess last night. After the last 2 trips, I've beat him kind of 4-0 each time. Last night he absolutely hammered me. So that's one thing I like about chess with Nigel, it's a constant back and forth. So anyway, this is one of the jobs I want to do. So I'm going to replace this whole thing, bring it out an extra inch, and route out each of these. Because what I've done is I've just basically put a support strut between each of the panels. So I'm going to route out that gap and put them in from the back, and then tidy all this up. I'm going to change this back panel, move that hole a little close to the side so I can do some better cable management. But this is why I like to mock things up and have a feel for things before and then if they're good, I'll make them permanent, and then if I'm not happy like this, I'll rip it all out and redo it. Also for the hearth, I've got these 15mm square aluminium tubes, Yeah, just 1mm aluminium, 15mm square for the air gap on the hearth. So I will bring the fire out of the way, and then I've just put one here to show you, and that will make my air gap. So I'll stick this board to the bathroom back wall with 3 rows of these, and then I can start building the hearth, tiling, stuff like that for the fire. So that's another job to do this weekend. I've got 6 of those. I figured 2 up one side, 2 down the middle, 2 across this side. Should be fine. And then we can actually start, you know, putting the hearth in place, building the hearth properly. So a couple little jobs to do, yeah. And also I've been thinking about building some steps, central steps that come down the side. Kind of like James just did. I mean, I've been talking about them for a couple of years. I was talking to James about them a couple of years ago and said how it's a great use of space. You know, you could have a seat behind the back of the stairs. You could kind of like just swing through and jump into it. Well, probably I couldn't, but you could do. So yeah, and also because I've got this big pile of wood that's, you know, always in the way. It's either in the engine bay or it's, you know, being moved back and forth through the boat. So I might use some of that up and just see if I can get it out of my head and into reality. So of the 3 jobs I've got in mind this weekend, this one definitely seems the most straightforward. You know, fairly basic. I'm going to run the aluminium edging all the way down the edge to give a nice finish. 2 in the middle and 2 near this edge, kind of where the pencil line is here. So yeah, so that's pretty straightforward. That's just drill some aluminium, draw out the markings on the back, kind of put the screws through, then attach it to the wall. Nice and easy. Just means moving the fire, moving the scraps, moving what's left of the sheets. No problem with that. Coming through to this section is where I'm starting to be a little bit apprehensive. The steps I can't wait to get to. I can't wait to just start, you know, mashing bits together and seeing what I come up with. Now, the electrics cupboard is where I'm having some reservations. I have a feeling that a little bit of alchemy went into that last time, me making it all snug at the top. Now, I might rip it all out and draw it out on another sheet just to get the dimensions, but then when putting a board in at the bottom, it's not quite up. So the reason I haven't boarded this section yet is the steps are screwed into the framework to keep them secure, and the floor down on each foot. But I didn't want to frame out the back wall and then start screwing holes into it just to take them out to replace them, to have big screw holes in them. So to do the board, I've got to do the steps, and to do that properly, I've got to do the board, and then to do that as well, I need to redo that interior board. So basically it's like a big rugby scrum. I've got to undo everything and start at the start, which will be that board inside. And then therein lies another problem. I've got to disconnect all my lights to take this board out, so then I don't have any lights in the boat. So I've got to, you know, really do this in the daylight, replace all this, so I can plug it back in for the night time. So a thing I'm thinking about with having the recessed sections in the front, it means all the bits in the back can be modular. So if I don't like the layout or the configuration, I can just pull a little bit of board off, replace it and put it back in with a different configuration. So that seems like a positive to me. So yeah, the steps I can't wait to get to. I love just MacGyvering it all together, trying to figure it out, and then, you know, bringing it out of my head and putting it through my hands. It's not something I've had a lot of experience with, but I'm really enjoying the creativity of it and trying to make it all work. So yeah, and also I really do want to reduce this pile of wood, because it is, you know, quite an encumbrance moving it around the boat all the time. There's quite a bit of wood there. But yeah, 3 projects on this weekend, I think, or 3 things I'd like to attempt. So one straightforward, one requires a bit of, you know, creativity on the go, and one requires a bit of meticulous attention. So I don't know where to start. Got an extra cable for bits I've missed. That is for the shower gulper pump, and that is for the bilge pump that's going in here. So when I pull this board off and adjust it, I will just run them in extra and maybe get a bit more conduit, because I still need to put some 6mm for a fridge. So I'm going to take this out of the conduit it's in and put it in with the other one with some extra conduit when that arrives from 12 Volt Planet. So getting on for about 11 o'clock, sun's out, it's nice and warm. Well, for England it's nice and warm. So I thought I'd use the opportunity to have a look at what Richie did in the engine bay. It's got a bit of water in it, Rich. Quite a bit actually, for a fortnight. So we've got to figure out where that's coming from. It looks like he's third tanned everything. Ground it all back, third tanned it. He's definitely cleaned up some of the engine. But we'll leave this open, see what we can evaporate off. And maybe we'll get some paint in this at some point. About 11:30, just framing up the new panel. Yeah. Going to skin the whole thing on the front, route out the two front sides, then build little modular compartments for the control panel and the electric control panel to sit into. And the rest of it just get a skin, a bit of structure support for where the steps are going to be, and then the bottom of the brace. So yeah, just got the square, just getting on with this. About 12 o'clock, that's the frame pretty much done. I might put another strengthening bar in for where the second step is located, something that we can tack it to if we need to. This is what I'm thinking though with the modular section. This is the back of the frame. So this one will have the engine bay controls, and this one will have the 12 volt control and maybe the water level sensor, light switch, don't know yet. But they're on the back, so the idea is you could just take them out, change them out as you like, make them modular, and we'll have the faceplate routed out through the front. So yeah, we'll see how that is. One more support bar I think though, for now. That frame is the squarest thing I've ever built. It's 77 3/4 inches corner to corner, and just to show you, the boat isn't square. It's killing me. Oh, nothing's square in the boat. But yeah, I think that's a better size. So even if it's just fractional, you know, marginal, it's just a little bit bigger, a little bit better. I think the step at the top is going to be a little bit wider. So we'll go about replacing this whole thing out. And yeah, we'll see how it gets on. We'll skin the front and rouse some holes yet, so that's why I've double braced here, so I've got like a nice aesthetic gap instead of a tiny little gap. We'll see how it looks, might rip it all out yet. Cut off the skin board, trim that down with the circular saw. So I've got to cut that to fit, so now there's no more messing about, there's no more, you know, ducking around it. I've got to take it out. I've got to take out the original one. Like I said, I've been a little bit apprehensive to take it out because, you know, it felt like there was a bit of alchemy going on to make it all fit. So we'll see if we can do a better job with this one, pushing it back a bit. So I've overcut the other one so we can trim it to fit, but yeah, no more messing about, no more skirting around it. I've got to get this one out now. Straightforward, see, nice and easy. Anything you can put in, you can take out again. Right, I'll take that bar off the wall and pull it forward an inch. Okay, I'm gonna get some lunch. Getting on for about 1:30. Framed up the wall, I've skinned it all in situ, then I've taken the entire thing away because I need to route out this panel and this panel. So from the front it'll have an indent in, and then the equipment will be mounted on modular panels that I could trade out whenever I need without trading out the entire board. And if need comes, we can silicon the edges in, stuff like that, silicon the components into the wood. And hope, because you think maybe you'll have some rain might sit inside here, so it'll probably need painting or varnishing and some kind of weather seal. But yeah, apart from that, I can't see any other issues with it. So we're going to get on and route these two panels out, put the wall back in place, stencil out the holes to cut for these module pieces, and we'll put them on, and then we'll attach it all together and look at it. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Now, it's been a while since I've used the router. Yeah, thanks again, Nige, new boater. He is alive and well, doing well. He's just not making videos at the moment. He's getting on with life. He's got a third boat, so he's got his work cut out for him at the minute. Still see him every night I'm here for chess, so yeah, he's doing okay. If memory serves, using the router is a goggles and mask job. Right, so that's that in place. It's not as, it's not as good as I'd like it to be, but it's not bad. From a distance, it's not bad. There's a couple of bits where there's some little bumps and stuff, and this side's a little bit out of whack, but some sanding will level all that out. And you'll never know, but that's not bad. A little annoyed at the screws, but it was that glue it, and I didn't want to glue it. It would take ages to dry, but that's what I'm thinking. So let's build the control panel, stick some in, and we'll have a look how that looks. I'm just going to use these as a stencil, which is what they were cut out of last time. Look how rough that is, but they're all over the place in shape. But yeah, just use them as a stencil on the squares I've got, and yeah, we should be laughing. Now I'm ready to jigsaw out the shapes for the components. Everything's the right state again, thanks to the router. So yeah, I don't know, if this doesn't work, we've got plenty of scraps and it's modular, so it's, it doesn't matter, we can play about with all the different layouts and stuff. So I just want to see if it works. Let's see if it works. So now the fun part, to see what this looks like in place. So that'll go in there like that. In like that. How does that look? That looks pretty shimmy. Yeah, that looks sick. Yeah, probably gonna have to hopefully run a little silicone around it, paint it, seal it in, but that looks pretty sick. Okay, that's in. I'm not sure if it's super straight, but we can sort that out later, fine tune that later. I think that looks sick. Eventually we could probably put a door on it if you want to. There's space for a hinge in there. Yeah, that looks sick. On to the next one. Let's fill the next panel. the electrics panel module done. So let's stick that up, see how it looks. Might take, yeah, you just have to go and take a little bit off the top. So it's about 4:45 and that's those in, looking semi-symmetrical, I guess. What I didn't show you was all the 2 hours of chopping bits out with a multi-tool, realigning the slats, shaving off with a sander, all that stuff. But yeah, that looks great to me. Looks fantastic. And the upside for me is that whenever I upgrade material, upgrade gear and stuff, I can just, you know, put another hatch in. I can upgrade, you know, pull out the panels, replace bits, and without taking the entire wall off. So yeah, happy at that. It's not too bad at all. Not too bad. I've still got all the wiring in the back to redo. And I need to do that before the sun goes down, so I've got some lights this evening. So that's my next job. Try and make that as tidy as possible with what's already in. Yeah, okay, cool. So it's getting on for 7:30. Can't believe it. Where's the time gone? I've been wiring this up. So I'm actually quite happy with the look of it. Can't see anything for the sun. It's a nice early spring, well, late spring, early summer day. So yeah, so all the wires coming in from the port side will come up. All the negatives will pop out to the bus bar. The positives go all the way over and down, and come out here and go to the 12-volt circuit breaker. So yeah, it's relatively tidy. As stuff gets finished, it'll get added in. It's all in conduit, it's all away. Still left me a lot of wall space. Still got a lot of space for components. Still got the entire bottom for components later on. So I'm just gonna put the batteries in, make sure it's all cool. Yeah, time is flying. About 8 o'clock. It's lovely out here. Super quiet, everybody's inside. Just wanted to have a look at this. From far away it looks great. Up close you start seeing the details that are wrong with it, but yeah, happy with that. It's all wired up, it's all working. Great, now I've just got a giant mess to tidy up all the way through the boat. Fantastic. It's 10 to 9, boat's tidy now, just in time for Chess with Nigel. Oh, wicked and knackered. Feels like it's been quite a busy day. Don't know if I've done much, but yeah, busy day. Yeah, all that extra effort today for an extra inch. I don't know, was it worth it? We'll find out when it's time to put the steps in. And we're waiting for Nigel for Chess. I've wired up the water level sensor, put it onto wipers. Now it's telling me that it's low, but that means it works. Awesome. So it's Sunday 5th of May. It's about 10:30 in the morning. It is glorious out here today. I'm going to get on and build the steps, I think, for the front door. I want to paint the engine bay, but it still needs a little bit more work, and I haven't got my overalls or any of the paint gear here. So we'll get on with that at some point. But Richie did a really nice job, tidied everything up, cleaned it all out, fur-tanned everything, ground it all back. It's still got some water in there now, though, unfortunately, since Richie was here. So I'll have to dry that out, re-fur-tan some bits, and I want to get a little bit of paint on in some of the bits, but I guess that'll have to wait. So I might mark up some steps, get the tools out, and we'll see what we get on with today. Also in the back of my head, I'd really like to get on and paint this roof. It's getting really kind of grubby. And if I paint the roof, I can get a solar panel or two. So I'm looking to get some roof paints. What colour do you think I should paint the roof? Grey, sky blue, pink? What do you think? I want something that doesn't bounce a lot of sunlight up. You get like snow blindness off white. We don't want something too dark to absorb loads of heat. So I'm not sure, you know, it's going to be kind of like a light, very pale shade. But I don't know what colour. Blue, red, green. Let me know what you think. Grey. And yeah, I can definitely see why people say make the headboard this end so you can see out the doors. Yeah, lovely. Well, it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. It's bank holiday tomorrow, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to be going home tonight or tomorrow. I've spent about an hour going over Lee and Ali's boat over in the other corner of the yard. And then they came over here and had a look. There's Lee and Ali building the Black Swan. They're pretty close. They're pretty close. Some of the stuff in there is excellent. It's absolutely fantastic. They've done a really good job with their boat. So yeah, go and check them out. Tell them I said hi. So yeah, I've moved a whole bunch of the scrap wood, the bonus pile. Some of it's usable, some of it isn't. I'm going to clear out this space and have a quick crack at building some steps. I'm not looking to, you know, have a finished product. I'm just having a look at a rough build just to see what it feels like having sideways steps. I mean, I've offset these steps for a while and it's kind of weird swinging in the boat. So, but since that wall's in, for now, I want to have a quick try at mocking up these steps. So yeah, let's take some measurements, start cutting some wood. It's 4:30. Time does fly when you're having fun. I haven't put all this together yet, but that's looking like the top 2 steps, and build 2 smaller steps. Put some diagonal bracing and make it all strong. And if I skin it, that'll make it super strong. But yeah, not bad, not bad. I've kept the same dimensions of the steps I had, or I've got. So I'm going to stick all this together now and try skinning it and then see how strong it is. So you know how I mocked up the bathroom before I actually built it? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously I need to build the bottom 2 steps, but those work quite well. Yeah, might take some people a bit of getting used to coming around the corner, but yeah, it works really well. So look in, I'll build 2 new steps for the bottom there. And yeah, good test so far, good test. Might as well check the state of the engine bay. Still got a fair bit of water in. Some's evaporated, but yeah, I think that's a job for another day. Just messing about, I've attached the steps to it. Oh, it's not that much fun actually, you hit your head quite a lot. So it's getting on for 7:45. The birds are being quite vocal, feels like the sun's gone down. But look at this. It's just a mock-up, really. If I keep it, I will skin it properly, make some thicker steps, just using the scraps. My wood pile has diminished dramatically, so that's awesome. So this is all stuff I got from Terry. It's all jacuzzi packaging. Like all the pallets that the jacuzzis arrive in, it's all the timber for the boxes. It's all scraps, all warps, all full of staples. But it's free building material, so yeah, that's quite good. Quite enjoying that. It's loads of fun. Looks really good in here. Now, from up here you can see I've tried to line the steps up with the bathroom. It's pretty good from a distance. Well, it's pretty good from a distance. Yeah, that has really pulled it out of me today, doing all this. I don't know how smooth that is. But yeah, I think that's great. I mean, obviously I'd make it look better and try and implement the space better, make lids and storage for tools and stuff like that. Yeah, we'll see how it is for a couple of months. If I like it, might rip it all out and go for central gangway yet. Don't know. We'll see though. Well, just had Dig and Nigel over just to have a look, see what they think. Nigel hates it. He wants middle steps, a cabinet on the wall, and steps that come down, and if they're going to sweep this way. So Dig liked it, but he said it was a bit tight on the corner, could do with a bit more of a flow, like chopping off here just for a bit more organic foot placement as you come down. But that's the fun of it. So like I said, I don't know if we're going to keep it yet. I'm going to try it out. It's just been in my head that I wanted to try it for ages. So we'll see how we go. Nigel says it should be lower, and I said if we go lower, we lower them all and we can probably get rid of one of the steps. So, but that's the point of doing these things, is to mock it up, see how it feels, figure it out, see what you like, and then we can always change it. It's scrap wood, so it can end up being firewood if nothing else. So I'm going to finish tidying the boat up and I'm going to go home tonight. I think I could really do with a day off, and it has beat me the last couple of days. Been on the boat. Friday did nothing, it rained all day. Yesterday was nice and hot. Did all the electrics cabinet. It's not bad. You look too hard, you start seeing the imperfections, but apart from that, it looks fine. And today did all this. It's loads of fun, even if I end up scrapping it. It was loads of fun getting all the tools out and having a play and trying to figure out how I was going to do this. Yeah, obviously, if I was going to keep a side step like this, I'd rip it all out and put a sheet on the back wall and clean it all up. This is just, I put the sheet up just on something to gauge against the depth, and yeah. And ideally, I was thinking I could fit a calorifier in the gap there and have all hot water inside the boat, have it accessible through the top. But talking to Lee, Ali and Lee, who are building the Black Swan over on the other side of the yard, he says there's apparently his horizontal calorifiers are not preferred. So people prefer the stand-up ones and will only use the lay-down calorifiers if they're struggling for space, like if they need to put it in the engine bay on its side. So I don't know, something worth looking into. But yeah, progressing here this weekend. All that's just tidier, it's just all put away a little bit. It's so amateur, it's unreal. But as more and more stuff gets implemented, I'll wire more stuff up. The real test now is loading the car up, getting all the stuff out through the doorway like this. that's most of the boat cleared up. I'm just getting ready now to take the bin out and load the car up, get ready for the drive home. I quite like these steps. I'm not sure what you think, let me know. Same for the electrics cupboard, let me know what you think. I'm always a little bit curious about stuff like that. So yeah, but these, you know, they're okay. Like I said, Nigel didn't like them. Dick thought they were okay. To be honest, I've already got used to like just running in and out, up and down them. So yeah, let me know what you think. If we should keep this or if we should go for a central set of stairs. And we'll see when the calorifier comes, I think. Well, it's getting on for about 9:30. Car's fully loaded, all my rubbish is emptied out. Last thing to do is kill the power and take the drive home. It's been a fun weekend. I've done some random bits. I can't believe I built those stairs that have been in my head for 2 years. Like I said before, I might not keep them. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I've spent the entire weekend working in this room. It's been pretty good fun. Yeah, making loads of stuff, reducing the scrap piles. I'm going to take a whole bunch of stuff home and build a cat house for the backyard tomorrow. So I miss my cat quite a bit. I haven't brought her up yet because I've got an airbed. And I didn't think it'd be fair for the tools and stuff and the noise. So at some point I'll bring her up, get her a harness and bring her up and hang out in a boat with her. Show where I've been going off every weekend for the past 2-3 years. Yeah, everything's kind of tidied up. But that's it from me, I think. I'm going to take the drive home. I should be back in 3 weeks for the next bank holiday, but also I think it's Crick that weekend. So might go to Crick, might not. If any of you are planning on going, let me know if you want to meet up and say hi. But yeah, thanks a lot everybody if you've got this far through my rambling. Yeah, hope you're all having a good time, and I'll catch you in the next one.